I'm lost. I'm doing all these touristy things and wow, look at that. So here we are at the Thames Barrier, you can see that in the background, and thought long and hard about this, and I wanted to do something like less wet than the walk I've just done on the Cumbria Way. I'll refer you to the Cumbria Way, we'll put a link up in there somewhere, which was uber wet for the first couple of 3 days. So I thought I'm going to try and keep my feet dry this time. Where shall I go? Where is it fairly easy to get to? Racked my brains, didn't take long, and I come up with the Thames Path, or Path for folk around here, but east to west. No, I'm not going to do it all. This is going to be a longer term project, so I'm going to walk through from here, going to head west, walk through the city. I'll be staying, I'll show you where I'm going to stay later on, but also I'm going to stop off hopefully later on at the cenotaph, because it's the 11th of November today, so I'm going to stop off there later on and pay my respects at that point. But yeah, here we are, Thames Barrier. It's an incredible bit of kit, really. Opened in 1984, used maybe 3 or 4 times a year apparently, and we're a couple of miles east of the city, something like that. So yeah, I'll crack on and I'll bring you back when we've got some stuff to see, of which I think there'll be plenty. Bye for now. Actually underneath the shoreside workings of the Thames Barrier right now. It's going to be one of them videos walking along and you think, oh yeah, look, proper tourist. So over there you can see the O2 Arena, Canary Wharf. That's about all I recognise. Anyway, but there'll be loads more to see as we get closer and further into the city. So stay with me. I'm not sure the graffiti will meet quite the standard or artistry that you'll see on my friend Ken Griffith's YouTube channel. We'll link it in there, but there's some stunning artwork on his trails around the city of New York. Please go and check it out. So, used to be called the Emirates Airline cable car, now it's called the IFS cable car. So that's quite an impressive thing, isn't it? When you walk, I've been on it 2 or 3 times actually, on work trips back in the day. Lots of art along the riverbank. Apparently this is called Quantum Cloud by Anthony Gormley. It's composed of a central group of 325 extended tetrahedral sections which are connected to over 3,500 of the same elements extending into space. Apparently also inspired by conversations between Gormley and quantum physicist Basil Hiley, and it questions the relationship of the self to the world and foregrounds of the viewer's influence on the viewed, a feature both of quantum physics and art. Or is it, what will I get if I weld a load of scaffolding together into a big egg-shaped pile and get the Mayor of London to buy it? What do you think? Answers in the comments. This one's the Mermaid. It's obviously a bit cold today. Honestly, you can't leave anything parked around here. You know when you're walking along and you can see something, it's bound to be important or notable. It says, it's got an inscription up there, 1616, Greenwich Hospital, and then the rest is in Latin. And I forget my Latin classes that I took at school. But it's very well kept behind there, can't see much else though. So back through there was the Trafalgar Tavern, which has been a tavern for, I don't know, well over a century. And we are now in Greenwich, and this used to be the old Naval College. I haven't found any information for it at the moment, so I don't know how long ago it ceased to become the Naval College, but I mean, it might still be, I don't know. But yeah, it's a beautiful spot along the river this. It's been a bit industrial since the O2, but it is lovely again now. Very picturesque. And I believe I've got the wrong side of that railing. Oh, sure, I can't even follow a river path. Anyway, later. And some lovely gates, look. What a place to study at, I'd imagine, back in the day. You left in no doubt what your purpose was going to be when you joined the Navy, I guess. Conquer the world. Good luck to them now. So here we are at the Cutty Sark. That ship famous for being famous for something. There it is. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, I do wish it was a brighter day, but not to worry. Very busy around here. Don't know where I'm going. Don't know whether the North Bank walk, because you can do both sides of this. You can do the North Bank walk or the South Bank walk, and I couldn't find any much information as to what people actually favour, so I chose the South Bank walk for no reason particularly, really, but I think it might have been some parts is better than other parts, so you could swap over if you, well, you can't for now because there's no bridges here, but yeah, South Bank is the one I've done. So anyway, here he goes, rambling again. Keep going. Only about 3 miles, I think, 3 or 4 to go, and staying in Positive Luxury tonight, actually, on the north side of Tower Bridge in a travel lodge. I don't think there'll be many wild camping opportunities at this end of London, so that's my plan for tonight. I haven't got a plan for tomorrow night. I'm not really sure how far I'm going to get, but stay with me and I might let you know. So I'm walking through a place called Cumberland Wharf, and it's quite nice actually. Let me show you a little bit back there. It's not an industrial wharf as such, or it wasn't at one point I suppose, but it's all residential, quite nice. Little gardens like this, and you walk across, you come across, you know, these little statues everywhere, and it turns out that the Cumberland Wharf is the approximate site from which the Mayflower set sail for America. The pilgrims who were persecuted in England hoped for freedom to practice their faith in the New World. After docking in Southampton to pick up supplies, they finally sailed from Plymouth on the 6th of September 1620. So there you go. History on Ian's Rambles. Tower Bridge, that one. Feeling like a right tourist now. It's got busy all of a sudden. I wonder why. Is it somebody who's been central London? Yeah, so Tower Bridge. Getting all excited now. Look, down there there's HMS Belfast. Walk past that tomorrow. And I'm going to go across there and check in. And then check out and find a pub. Talk to you later. Tower of London, doing the touristy thing. What, I mean, what a sight though. How old is it? 1,000 years since, you know, building's been here. Just extraordinary. So, and of course the Tower Bridge behind. So here we are, day 2. I've just had my Wetherspoon's breakfast, thank you, Mr. Wetherspoon. No injuries to speak of to start the day with, and no specific plans as to where I'm going to end up other than staying on the Thames Path, although I'm going to detour slightly and visit the cenotaph on the way, which is only a couple of miles down the road. Tower Bridge behind, HMS Belfast in front. Now, I've never been to HMS Belfast and it is on my list. I'd love to go and visit that ship. From memory, I think it was one of the cogs in the machinery that played a pivotal role in D-Day. Quite poignant today, as being the 11th of November. Yeah, I think it was moored offshore for quite a number of weeks, supporting the landings, and yeah, I need to go visit that. That'd be great. Love that. Anyway, I can see loads of icons ahead. The London Eye is over on the left. The Shard is there, look. So the Shard is up there. There's HMS Belfast across the water. Yeah, and I'm going to follow the North Bank today for a significant length anyway, just for a change. So, and see what we see on this side. So yeah, HMS Belfast, Tower Bridge. I'm doing all these touristy thing, and wow, look at that. So we're in Whitehall Gardens, and Whitehall's to my right, and the Thames is to my left, and this is actually a little diversion because they're doing work on the actual on the pathway on the Thames side there. Who said there weren't any wild camping opportunities in central London? I'm sure they wouldn't have minded. Would have been quite peaceful. So that was Downing Street, so I'm obviously I'm on Whitehall, and Trafalgar Square is that way. Horse Guards Parade is behind these buildings opposite, that's Whitehall. Ministry of Defence to the right, and then the Cenotaph is just up here. Some big clock. I said clock. So I went to the cenotaph, stumbled across a parade that's happening today on the 11th, Western Front Association, so I stayed. So I've been stood for an hour at the cenotaph. What a privilege to share that. So yeah, getting going again. I've got to find where the Thames Path is now. That's the House of that's Big Ben, the House of Parliament there. So I don't suppose it's going to be waterside of that, is it? Yeah. Hamburger model. The hamburger model. Swapped back over to the south bank for a short while, just so I can give you some images of the House of Parliament across there and Big Ben. Weather is much clearer today, but a bit chillier. Now I didn't know this, but on this side you can see along the wall this is the National COVID Memorial Wall, so it says back there. Hard to believe that even happened now, isn't it? But there it is, and this goes on for, I don't know, 200-300 metres with all these hearts painted on there. Yep, okay. Lots of poignancy. The last hour and a half or so. And got to get back on it. Got to loosen these aching bones again. Right. So I've just walked along the south bank on there, except you have to you divert it along to the road and then back across this bridge, which I can't remember what it is. Oh, I think that is the MI6 building, although don't tell anybody. There isn't a big sign out the front, or at least I didn't see one. Yeah, so I'm going to go across this one and then I'm going to take the north bank again for a little while, because on the south bank the path sort of leads you away from the shore again, away from around Battersea Power Station, which is just over there, look. Can't tell whether you can see them, but it's the 4 towers there. So yeah, that's the plan. Alright, see you later. Who'd be the first in the queue if there was a Dan Snow history walk through London? Pick me, pick me. So the environment has really changed now. It's all quite exclusive along here. Has been for the last couple of miles. Very nice apartment buildings and flat buildings and things like that. And so yeah, really pleasant walking. Obviously it's flat and dry, which I'm pleased about. I managed to keep my feet dry on a walk for 24 hours straight. Yeah, I think I've got another 4 or 5 miles to go today to my next overnight at Kew Bridge area. So this is it. This is leafy riverside walkway on Ian's Rambles. Solitude again. How peculiar. That's all I've got to say about that. Welcome. I think I'm just coming up to Kew Bridge now, and I my plan is to check in again to another Travelodge tonight at Kew on the North Bank. We should be booked, and call that a day for day 2. Now I think I've done all the capital and way out to Kew in a day and a half or so. I think I got on the way about 11 o'clock yesterday morning. Walked at about 4:30 yesterday evening, and then cracked on again this morning at about 9. Obviously stopping for an hour or so at along Whitehall at the Cenotaph, which is great. Now I've just noticed, look here, towpath closed ahead, no access to Richmond along Thames Path due to bank collapse. So I'm gonna have to check that out on the map and figure out what my plan is tomorrow. I was only going to do as far as tomorrow night anyway, so I'll see when I get checked in and settled down. I'll figure out what that means for my plan tomorrow. But yeah, it is a real contrast today, coming out of the city and then along the riverbanks, which has been a peaceful last few miles. Not sure exactly what miles it is today, but it's over 20,000 steps anyway, so it's going to get dark under the bridge. So I need to find these steps. You see me? I'm back. Yeah, so I'm going to have to find the steps to get over the to the other side. Good morning. What a beautiful morning it is as well. So, where did I stay last night? Yeah, just off Kew Bridge, at a Travelodge just down the road from there, which was welcome again. 16-mile day yesterday, so right out of the city into the leafy suburbs, and then a walk through the lovely hamlet of Brentford, and then back down to the Thames Path. Now the Thames Path was closed on the south bank side of it yesterday due to a landslip, and it so it diverted across to the top, to the north side, and I wouldn't have seen this. So I just walked past a place called Syon Park, which is lovely, and then through this village, and I don't know what it's called actually, but looks nice anyway. So the plan for today is search out the where have you gone? It's gone dark. Search out the railway stations on the Thames Path, and I think the first stretch is about an 9-mile round to Kingston. And there's the railway station is there fairly conveniently, and then after that it's about a 13-mile stretch, I think, to Hampton Court, past Hampton Court Palace, which is a beautiful place. Me and Mrs. B have been there a few times to the Hampton Court Flower Festival. Yeah, it's nice, it's lovely there. So, start of the Thames Path adventure. It's 180 miles, like I might have said before, but obviously the first load, if you're doing it heading west, is all through the city. Beautiful city London is, and I'm lost. I don't know where I need to go. And the other thing that's missing from this video, that normally is in one of my videos, is the Kissing Gate. What is that telling you about? Where are you gone? What is that telling you about the City of London. You'd think they'd have some around, wouldn't you, to show the love, but anyway, none. I don't suppose there's much cattle roaming free in the city, is there? That's questionable. Anyway, Isleworth was the name of that little hamlet. Well, Brentford then Isleworth. Anyway, back on the Thames Path. Keeps diverting me back in away from the Thames side, which is a bit of a nuisance. We're in Twickenham now. You do walk through places quite quickly on this Thames Path, out of London, different boroughs and districts. The last couple of miles has been again just a leave the riverside walk, but every now and again you can come across a little place like this, the Barmy Arms. Yeah, it's beautiful. Still on the flight path of Heathrow, in and out. Why did I bring everything I need to bring to camp? I don't know. I need to think about what I'm doing a bit more often and think, well, you know, am I likely to camp in the centre of London? No. Why did I bring the tent? I don't know. Practice, I guess. But anyway, no problem. It's all good exercise. I need to go over somewhere. I might need to check my map, because I need to go over, otherwise I'm going to go a bridge too far. So yeah, let me do that and I'll come back to you in a bit. Teddington Lock area.
Who in his right mind?
The Anglers pub looks nice, doesn't it? And the lock is up there, but I don't know, where is it? Is it a lock? It's a weir, at least, I think. Might be a lock, don't know. I'll have a look when I get there. What a pleasant spot. So we're in Kingston upon Thames. So anyway, Kingston is where we're at, and so I need to decide what I'm going to do, because it's only coming up to 11 o'clock, so I'm tempted to push on. Actually, there's a cafe over there. I don't want to stop there though and carry on. Yeah, I want to push on a little bit more, and then get to Hampton Court, I think, and then call it a day at that, because that's about 13 miles and there's a railway station there. That's the plan. I think that's the plan. Because this is a lovely walk. Look at them places. Snickers fruit and nut. Not even seen these before. Got on this morning at Morrison's. Isn't that going to be the best food groups all in a bar? Chocolate, fruit and nut. Incredible. That is not a good view, is it? Hampton Court Palace through those railings. Can't even get, there's two sets of railings there, so I can't get any nearer. But, yeah, what a beautiful spot. So we come to the flower show nearly every year, or we haven't been for a year or so anyway, but we park on the other side, walk around to a pub down there called the Albany, and then there's a river taxi just gets us across here, and you get in here, and it's a wonderful day out. They've obviously had a bit of a problem over there. And then there's a few of these narrow boats parked up alongside. Apparently they can stay for up to 2 weeks without actually paying any mooring fee, but they have to move on after that unless they've got problems. Imagine that. So yeah, here we are. This wall just carries on for miles back that way, and Hampton Court Palace is hidden behind them, so excuse me for that. I think originally was a Henry VIII, have I got that right? Maybe originally, possibly. I do love history, but I'm not, I have a memory like a sieve. So anyway, I'll take that back if it's not correct, or no doubt Mrs. B will edit it out. Anyway, I'm gonna find somewhere to get a coffee and a cake or something, and then I'll plot my next plan. Talk to you later. So hello Walk fans, I'm in Hampton Court, and as planned I've decided to get on the train, get back to Waterloo, and then get back to Portsmouth tonight. So yeah, that's the end of this section of the Thames Path, all the way through the city, out the way through to Hampton Court, and the rest going further west will be more country, still flat I think, but more country, and a future project. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to call it there. If you do, please like and subscribe, and any comments you want, put them in there as well. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee and my prawn and avocado roll, and I will catch up with you on the next hike. Bye for now.